Greetings to everyone. Today we are going to discuss the next oxidizing agent which is useful for oxidation at allylic and benzylic CH positions, that is selenium dioxide. Selenium dioxide is a colorless solid. Okay, this is the structure. This is the structure of selenium dioxide. It is an angular structure. Now, I already told you this is a reagent used for oxidation at allylic and benzylic CH positions. Now let us see what are the products formed when selenium dioxide is used on compounds which contain allylic and benzylic CH functions. Selenium dioxide is an oxidizing agent. It is generally used in a allylic oxidation of alkenes to give allyl alcohols. So this is an alkene. This alkene will have allylic hydrogens in this case. These are allyl hydrogens. This alkene which contains allyl hydrogens, when treated with the selenium dioxide, the products formed are allyl alcohol. At this allyl position, you can see you got an hydroxy function. This is allyl alcohol. And further, this alkene may also give alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds or allyl carbonyl compounds. Okay. So it is also used to oxidize alpha methylene group adjacent to carbonyl groups to give 1,2-dicarbonyl compounds also. This is a carbonyl molecule. So this is the alpha methylene group of this carbonyl molecule. When this molecule reacts with selenium dioxide, you get 1,2-dicarbonyl compounds. Now, selenium dioxide can perform several common type of oxidation such as alcohols to ketones or aldehydes also. But then here we are confining our discussion for converting alkenes or compounds which contain allylic CH and benzylic CH functions into allyl alcohols. Now, let us see what we call when the oxidation of methylene group in presence of selenium dioxide is happening in this case. We generally call this one as relay oxidation. The oxidation of methylene group using selenium dioxide are referred as relay oxidations. Now, selenium dioxide, it is also commonly referred as selenium 4 oxide. The oxidation state of selenium in this case is +4. Okay. Selenium dioxide, it can also be referred as selenium 4 oxide. Selenium oxide can also be used to oxidize alkynes and terminal alkynes in presence of acids, sulfuric acid. So, in presence of sulfuric acid or acids, selenium dioxide oxidizes alkynes into 1,2-dicarbonyl compounds, and simultaneously, if you take terminal alkynes as the reactants, selenium dioxide under acidic conditions will give glyoxylic acid. Okay. Now, it can also oxidize. I already told you this is useful for oxidation of allylic and benzylic CH functions. So benzylic methylene group, here in this case this is CH3. In this CH3 CH2 group, it is modified into C double bond O. Now you can take this example. In this case you can see this is benzene, and here in this case you can see CH3 in this. This toluene molecule, it is oxidized into benzaldehyde. So in this, here in this case you have a CH, CH, CH. Okay. Now CH2 group, in this case CH2 group is modified into C double bond. Okay. Toluene is converted into benzaldehyde in presence of selenium dioxide. Now coming to the structure of selenium dioxide, it is a colorless solid, I already told you. And it exists as one-dimensional polymeric chain. This is a one-dimensional polymeric chain where you can see alternating selenium oxygen molecules. Here in this case, it's a one-dimensional polymeric chain with alternating selenium and oxygen atoms. Now, coming to the properties of this selenium dioxide. Selenium dioxide, it is an acidic oxide and it dissolves in water to form H2SiO3, which we call it as selenous acid. Now, when we are using this selenium dioxide as an oxidizing agent, what are the common conditions, reaction conditions we have to maintain? Now, selenium is a very poisonous molecule and it is having some characteristic smell. Even the byproducts of the selenium, which we are obtaining after the oxidation of molecules with selenium dioxide, are also poisonous. They also have some characteristic smell. So, when we are using selenium dioxide for oxidation of alkenes with allylic CH, so in that case, we have the possibility of forming allyl alcohols and also alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds, okay, which we have discussed in the previous slides. But to stop the oxidation of selenium dioxide up to allyl alcohol formation, that means if you want to control the oxidation, then what we have to use is we have to use acetic acid as a solvent. So what happens if you use acetic acid as a solvent means soon after the formation of allyl alcohol, that allyl alcohol will convert into acetate ester. Thereby, that will not further convert into allyl, what we call alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. Now, we know that selenium and their byproducts are poisonous. Okay, to restrict or to minimize the usage of selenium dioxide in oxidations, so what we can do is we can use some co-oxidants like tertiary butyl hydroperoxide. So what is the purpose of using this tertiary butyl hydroperoxide is, what are the byproducts formed in this case by the selenium dioxide oxidation, that may be simple selenium or selenium oxide. Those will further oxidize into selenium oxide. So by catalytic usage of selenium dioxide for oxidation along with some co-oxidants like tertiary butyl hydroperoxide, so we can minimize the usage of selenium dioxide for oxidation. Next, coming to the functions, what are the functions of the selenium dioxide? And coming to the first function, that is, it is used for allylic oxidation. So let me give you this mechanism. You can see this is an allyl. This is an alkene with allyl CH. This alkene with allyl CH in presence of selenium dioxide will give you allyl alcohol or alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. Okay, these are the two products which are formed by the oxidation of selenium dioxide upon alkane with the allylic CH. Now, what are the mechanism? How the mechanism is taking place? Let us see. This selenium dioxide will oxidize this allylic position of alcohols to alcohol, allylic position to alcohols or carbonyl compounds. This reaction starts actually with ene type of mechanism. What is ene type of mechanism means? It is the transfer of allylic hydrogen to unsaturation molecule or unsaturated position, followed by a new sigma bond formation between the two reactants. Or else, in general, in simple, if you want to define ene reaction is a reaction in which the transfer of allyl hydrogen to unsaturation followed by carbon-carbon sigma bond formation takes place. Okay, that is ene reaction. Now this reaction is also starts with the ene type of reaction between alkene that we are taking and selenium dioxide to give an allylic selenic acid, which will further undergo 2,3 sigma-trophic rearrangement, and that will give an unstable compound which will decompose to give allyl alcohol or allyl carbonyl compound as shown here in this case. Now, if you see the mechanism, this is an alkene. So here alkene is having a allylic CH. Here we have other two more allylic CH also. But for the sake of simplicity, to understand the mechanism, I am representing only one allylic CH. So here, this is an ene type of reaction. You can see this is selenium dioxide, selenium double bond to selenium dioxide, SiO2. This is an alkene. I am representing only one allylic CH in this case. So why this is called as ene type reaction means this is an alkene. Okay, here also this is an alkene. It is an alkene type actually. Okay, selenium double bond O. Okay, so here you can see transfer of allyl hydrogen to unsaturation. Okay, here this is an unsaturation. This one hydrogen is transferred. and this is the new sigma bond form. So here new sigma bond will be formed in between these two. So transfer of allylic hydrogen to unsaturation followed by CC sigma bond formation is what we call yin reaction. So that yin type of reaction is taking place between selenium dioxide and the alkene which we are taking in this case. So here this allylic hydrogen is transferred onto the oxygen. Here in this case you got a oxygen hydrogen bond. In this case hydrogen is transferred onto the oxygen. Now, this bond pair of electrons are shifted over and this bond pair of electrons are shifted onto the selenium. Thereby, you can see a new sigma bond is found between this carbon and selenium. This carbon and selenium. If instead of selenium and oxygen, if you have two carbons, then this will become sorry, and then this will become yin reaction. But we have selenium and oxygen in this case, so we are representing it as yin type reaction. Okay, sometimes this is also called as Alder-Yin type of reaction also. Okay, so this is assumed as a four electronic system, and this is assumed as a two electronic system. So it is just like a 4 pi 2 pi side. Okay, Alder-Yin type reaction. Okay. Now this is what we call allyl. Okay, this is the allyl position. Allylic selenic acid. Selenic acid. Why do we call this one as selenic acid? Selenium double bond OH. This is just like carboxylic acid, C double bond OH. So this is selenium, so we call this one as selenic acid, allyl selenic acid. So I'm representing the same molecule like this for the sake of simplicity to represent the mechanism. Now, whatever the allyl selenic acid formed in this case, here, this is undergoing 2,3 sigma tropic shift. So in between 2, 3, a new sigma bond is formed, and this is the sigma bond which is transformed, which is moving from this position to in between these two positions. Okay, these are the old positions and these are the new positions of this sigma bond. So sigma bond is migrating in this case. Okay, this is sigma tropic shift type of reaction. So 1, 2, 3, one end, and this is 1, 2, another end. Okay, and a new ends of the sigma bonds are here. These are the two new ends of the sigma bonds. Okay, 2 and 3. So this is 2, 3 sigma tropic shift. So after the 2, 3 sigma tropic shift, the molecule which is formed in this case, this is the molecule which is formed. Okay, this carbon is here, and this carbon is here. Okay, so sorry, this carbon. Okay, here this is this carbon, and this carbon is here now, and this carbon, this is the first carbon which we have. This is the first carbon. Okay, this carbon now it is here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And selenium here in this case 1, 2, and this is selenium 1, 2. You got a new sigma bond in this case. Okay, so this molecule in this case it will undergo decomposition. Now let us see how allyl alcohols and alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds are formed by the decomposition of this molecule. If this molecule it is undergoing selenium oxide elimination, here in this case oxygen hydrogen bond pair of electrons are shifted here, and this bond pair of electrons are shifted over here. O minus, it will take this H plus. Okay, so in presence of water. Okay, so this molecule it undergoes decomposition to give the byproduct selenium oxide, and along with the main product, that is allyl alcohol. Next, the same molecule I am representing like this. Here we have an allyl hydrogen. So this allyl hydrogen, it is just like it is undergoing dehydration type of reaction, and elemental selenium is eliminated in this case. This CH bond pair of electrons is shifted over here. You get a carbon oxygen double bond. You got a carbon oxygen double bond, and this oxygen selenium bond pair of electrons is shifted over to selenium, and this is eliminated as OH, OH minus and H plus. It is eliminated as water molecule, dehydration, and elemental selenium is removed in this case. So we got this is alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. Okay? So this is the detailed mechanism how the alkene in presence of selenium dioxide gives allyl alcohol or else alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. Now let us see how alpha beta how 1,2 dicarbonyl compounds are formed by the usage of selenium dioxide on uh, molecules, carbonyl compounds which contain alpha methylene units. Now, this is the reaction. In this case, you can see this is the carbonyl compound. Here you have an alpha methylene CH3. So in this you have CH2. Okay. So alpha methylene unit is available. So this carbonyl compound in presence of selenium dioxide, it is giving the product that is 1,2-dicarbonyl compound. Okay, this is an oxidation product. Okay. Now let us see the mechanism. Okay, it is similar to that one of previous mechanism. Let us see how this is taking place. Here also this is undergoing yin type of mechanism. This is a alpha methylene unit, okay, CH in this case. So this is just like an transfer of allylic hydrogen, okay. So the oxygen abstracts hydrogen, then this CH bond pair of electrons are shifted over here, and then this carbon oxygen double bond pair of electrons shifted over here. So you will get oxygen selenium single bond, oxygen selenium single bond, and here double bond, this double bond converted into a single bond, and you will get a new double bond here, new double bond, and the hydrogen is transferred onto the oxygen. Okay, hydrogen is transferred onto the oxygen. Here you should have a selenium oxygen bond. Okay, it's missing. Okay, you will be having a selenium oxygen sigma bond. Double bond is converting into, okay, here single bond. Now let us see. Okay, I am representing the same molecule like this. Now here this is undergoing 2-3 sigma tropic shift. This is 1 1 2 3. This is 1 2. Okay, in between these two ends you will get a new sigma bond. Okay, here you got a new sigma bond. So new sigma bond positions are 2 and 3. Okay, that's why we call this one as 2, 3 sigma tropic shift. Now, this molecule, just like how we have seen in the case of formation of alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds, uh, here also the same mechanism is followed. Here it is undergoing dehydration, and simultaneously elemental selenium is removed. In this case, the CH bond pair of electrons are shifted over here. Then this bond pair of electrons are shifted onto the selenium. Then this OH minus is eliminated. OH minus and H plus. Okay, so it is dehydration and and elimination of elemental selenium. In this case, it is resulting in formation of 1,2-dicarbonyl compound. Now, coming to the applications of this selenium dioxide, it is also used in oxidation of cyclic alkenes. Okay, so when you are using catalytic amount of tertiary butyl hydrogen peroxide, uh, in this case with the usage of selenium dioxide on cyclohexene. So cyclohexene will give you it is also an allyl oxidation type. So it will give you cyclohex 2 in 1 all. Okay, this is 1 all cyclohexanol type skeleton with a double bond in this case, cyclohexenol. Okay, so cyclohex 1 2 2 in 1 all cyclohex, so 2 in 1 all. So oxidation is taking place at this allylic position even on the cyclic skeleton. Next, let us see some rules to be followed during oxidation of allylic positions. See, this is a trisubstituted alkene, 1, 2, 3 trisubstituted alkene. So the trisubstituted alkenes are oxidized selectively at more substituted end of double bond by giving E-allyl alcohols or conjugated carbonyl compounds predominantly. Why? It is resulting in formation of E-allyl alcohols or conjugated carbonyl compounds predominantly. So this is because here in this case the reactivity, the mechanism mainly depends upon what is the transition state which is followed in this case. Here in this case, the molecule in this case, the E selectivity in this case, here in this case, E selectivity is due to cyclic nature of final 2,3 sigma tropic step in this case. Okay, so the molecule which is here in this case, see in this case, the molecule after undergoing the 2, 3 sigma tropic shift, cyclic transition state of 2,3 sigma tropic shift in this case. Okay, so during 2,3 sigma tropic shift in this case, whatever the methyl group in this case, alkyl group in this case, it is taking a pseudo equatorial position. Due to that one, what is happening? The resulting molecule, it is ending up with the E stereochemical alignment. Okay, the product is with E selectivity. So the E selectivity is due to the cyclic nature of final 2,3 sigma tropic shift. Okay, so the sigma tropic shifts generally, whether it may be 2,3 or 3,3 sigma tropic shift, okay, they will undergo via a cyclic transition state formation. So during this cyclic transition state formation, what is happening? the methyl group, okay, it is taking place, alkyl group is taking place, it is adapting, okay, it is aligning in a pseudo equatorial position, due to which the molecule ending with the E stereochemical, E stereochemistry. Okay? Now, so whatever generally, if the molecule is having here in this case, here this is the more substituted end and this is less substituted end. So here selenium dioxide generally prefers to oxidize at a more substituted end, because the more substituted ends in this case are more nucleophilic. Okay, so due to the more nucleophilicity in this case, the selenium dioxide prefers to oxidize at more nucleophilic end, that is more substituted end of the double bond. So the allylic oxidation occurs predominantly at a more nucleophilic double bond. So in the following example, if you see, this is a molecule, you can see in this molecule, we have these one allylic equation, and this one is also an allylic equation, and this is also an allylic equation, and even these were also allylic equation. In this molecule, if you see, the allylic equation, this is not oxidized in this case, because uh, this is not that much nucleophilic. Okay, due to which what is happening, the more nucleophilic ends, okay, these two are the preferable positions to oxidize. So among these two positions, so we already know that it is E selective, so oxidation takes place here. So we get a major product like oxidized product here in this case. Okay, we got oxidation here in this case. Okay, so this is the reason why the selectively E selective oxidized products are formed, and why nucleophilic, why the selective reaction takes place at more substituted ends. Okay? So next, after this, okay, if we have a competition for even in the more substituted end, that means in the more substituted end, if we have a secondary, tertiary, primary, okay, in that case, so the reactivity in this case, uh, the order of reactivity, how which type of order we have to follow. So we have to select the secondary allylic position, then tertiary, then primary. Okay. So this is the order generally we have to follow for the oxidation. Or generally selenium dioxide prefers to oxidize predominantly secondary allylic position, then tertiary, then primary. Okay. This is the selectivity which is followed. Okay. But if both these two are competitive, so we have to follow the first one priorly, then we have to go for second one. First, we have to select the more substituted end of the double bond, since it is more nucleophilic. Then we have to choose, if we have a competition, we have to choose secondary, tertiary, primary. Okay, we have to compare the positions. So if there is a possibility for E and Z alcohols formation, preferably the molecule will undergo E alcohol formation. Now,